Hi, Kareena. Thank you so much for coming in for the
Pleasure.
Hindustan Times Leadership Summit. It was a fantastic session that
I
we
think
had
so,
there.
yeah. It was just
Yeah,
lots of fun and
yeah.
casual, and I mean, we tried to keep it as
I was
real.
a very. It seemed like a very loungy, laid back kind of
Yeah.
conversation
But I
which was
think
happening.
Imtiaz also has that vibe, and it was just, first
Yeah,
time I think Kangra and you were also together, which was interesting and fun. So, I
yeah.
mean, I had a great time.
Yeah, and I thought, just in middle of the conversation where you just asked that, m- is it all going okay? Are you guys getting bored?
Yeah,
No, so
I
it just
know,
kind
just
of
to
got
make it
the
more
make it
conversational.
more conversational. I thought that worked really well.
I hope so.
So, Karina, everybody seems to be waiting for your movies, especially after this whole, I don't know why, but the syndrome of, oh, now that you've got married.
I know.
So,
Somebody asked me that even in the
yes, even at the session.
at the session. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't understand that why it's such a big deal to get married. I mean, I
correct.
think I was the same even before I got married. And apart from, I think the changes in people's minds, I don't think there's any changes in mine or Seth's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Um, but there is a belief that you have started, you've started taking work a little slow. Is that true?
No, I think that the idea is that definitely the idea of doing 5 films at a time is not an option now, which I
Right.
think not many actors are doing anyway. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to do 5 films. So it'll just be like what I want to do. I mean, I want to do the kind of films that excite me. I mean, like working with Balki, I've never worked with him before. Working with Abhishek Chaubey, never worked with him before.
Correct.
I want to do things that I've obviously not done in the 16 years career that I've had. Apart from that, if nothing excites me, I'm really happy not to take it up because I'm at that stage where I really don't
Really
want to
don't.
waste my time.
But so is not doing 5 films in a year, is that more in relation to the fact that okay, I've reached a stage in life where I have done enough and more of
Yeah.
it,
Now, only
or
thing what excites you.
what excites
Yeah.
you, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that oh, I've got married and I also would want to look after the house or maybe
No, I really don't have to do that. I'm very well staffed. I'm very
Yeah,
well equipped and very well
correct.
staffed. I don't need to look after my home
Yes.
at all. We have
At
people to
all,
do that.
yeah, but that's the impression that goes around because it probably comes at a certain phase in your life.
That I'm cleaning the dishes.
No, not cleaning the dishes.
Then?
The fact that you got married, so there is a perception that or
But that's
perhaps
such a dated
dated
perception.
perception, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was living with Saif actually, in fact, for
Yeah.
5 years before we got married. So it was never like, I don't think anything has
that
changed.
exactly what my question would be, that when you are living in with somebody and you were living in and it was full public knowledge, yet at that point of time when you will do less work, they would not relate it to self.
Yeah, I don't
But the
understand.
minute you do the formal tying of the knot,
I
they
think
will
somewhere
say, oh,
in India
probably.
that's just there that, then the women, like you said, the perception is cleaning the dishes.
Yeah, correct. Unfortunately
sad.
so. Unfortunately so.
Terrible.
So now you're waiting 2 of your films, Kareena,
Yeah,
and
in 2016.
yes, and both of them, Ki and Ka with Balki,
Yeah.
and of course Urta Punjab. Are you? We are definitely looking forward to them. Which one of them are you looking forward to?
I think that both of them are very dramatically different, So, one is based in Punjab and the other one is like, talks about a very topical topic, exactly what we're talking about, that where the husband decides to stay at home and the wife wants to work.
Yeah.
And, they're happily married. So
Right.
there are people that exist,
Absolutely.
who are breaking the norms.
Norms.
So the story is very quirky, it's fun, it's exciting, it's new, and I hope people like it.
Balki and Abhishek Chaubey both are very, very different directors. Their attitudes, mindsets, their style of direction is very different. How easy or difficult, perhaps, is it for you to move from one set to another, or move from one character to another, especially with directors who could be rather demanding?
I think that, I mean, I've had an amazing time working with both, but I think as an actor, it's quite easy for me to shift from one set to another. Like I said, if you're enjoying your job, sometimes if you're putting in like 16, 18 hours, you don't realize it that you're having so much fun. But when you don't enjoy what you're doing, I think at that point you're just like, oh God, it becomes laborious and taxing. So for me to go from one set to the other is actually you know, it's quite fun and I love it.
Right. You have also worked with very tough directors, say, example, Vishal Bhardwaj. And Saif is working with him
Yeah,
once again. Is he really as tough? Because
I don't think so.
No?
I think he's enjoying it from the vibe I get, and he's quite chilled out. And in fact, Vishal and Saif are like, I mean, they get along really well. They have an understanding, and I think Saif is. I've not seen Saif excited about any film in the last 5 years the way I've seen him about Rangoon.
Rangoon, yeah.
So I think he's. I think they're going to nail the part, all of them.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's
For
the least
sure.
expectation of a Vishal Bhardwaj film.
Yeah,
you
some
know?
stellar performances and a lot of pressure
Lot
on
of-
Saif because of Langra Tyagi.
Yes.
But I have full confidence that this is going to be out of the park.
And when are there any chances of you and Saif coming together back on screen?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, like, we've
But
never
would you
even
want
thought of
to?
it. Yeah, I think he's an amazing actor. We've just not done the right movie. But now we're at that stage that we don't even discuss if we're like, you know,
work.
working together or what. He's happy. He never asks me also who I'm working with or what. And I mean, it's not like he really cares.
Right. What are the other, is there in your this whole 16-year, 20-year long career, Kareena, and you started very young, you have probably played every
Yeah.
role that is, you know.
Yeah, I've played
you-
like 2 roles in my career twice. I played a prostitute in twice
Twice.
actually. So
Yeah.
it's definitely
You've done that too.
3 times. I
3
played a
times.
doctor 3 times. Yeah, so it's definitely a
So I think
gamut of roles.
every conceivable character
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
over and done with. Anything that you think that no, this one I haven't done, or like you said, now I will do films only that will excite me.
Yeah.
So that excitement has to come from the role and the characters. But
I think that there's, I don't know, maybe a musical like a Mamma Mia or like a Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep's role, you know, just things
wow,
like
you
that.
would want to do Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I mean something totally different, but I don't know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how Indian cinema would take it. But definitely, but there are exciting parts that, you know, new people are writing and script writers are writing.
Right.
So you never know, can pick up something just quite out of the box.
I'm sure they will. I mean, and they are. I think
Yeah.
cinema has changed hugely from even, you know, like you said, not that you started very long while ago and
Yeah.
you are not too
No,
old.
but I think obviously, hopefully every year is just getting better and
Yes,
better.
yes. How do you see the change in cinema and how do you see your characters developing the roles?
I mean, I think that, of course, from, like I said, that, you know, I mean, I played a prostitute when I was 21 in Chameli at 22. And exactly 10 years later, I did it in Talash
Talash,
with Amir.
yes.
So both were different characters. Like, you know, Chameli was a lot more out there. But, you know, in Talash, she was a ghost. So it was like,
Correct.
you know, the way it was
Yeah.
shot, the way I kind of played that part was a lot different to the way Chameli's done it.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm fine. I would rather, I could definitely play a prostitute again, and who knows, I might just do it third time completely different.
Different. So it's just a matter of how it has been written,
of
probably.
course, written, directed, what, you know, how you conceive, it's all that comes together.
Yeah.
That matters.
So apart from Meryl Streep, any other Indian actress or any other Indian character that you think? Now we are making a lot of
Yeah, I think so
books.
many books. Now I don't know. I don't think really. I don't really follow like trends or such that everyone's making a book, so now we should do that.
Yeah.
I think it should
But
just
any
be an
particular
exciting
character?
story.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never really looked at a character and said, okay, maybe this. I just hope that it's a great story. Like I love Devil Wears Prada because I think it's a hysterical story.
Right.
So I think it's all about a story.
Right. Tell me, talking about story, now you have said that Saif brought in a lot of changes in you. Like you earlier had told us in an interview that you didn't read too much,
Yeah,
but
of course.
Saif got you
Yeah,
quite hooked to
absolutely.
reading. What are the changes? And this probably is a very cliched question, but yeah, but what are the changes that Saif particularly, like reading is a good habit.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
I mean,
I love it. I think it's
so-
like it's amazing.
so
it just keeps me
any
so connected.
particular thing that you would want to credit him with that, okay, this wasn't there and I didn't do it ever?
Of course, apart from reading, but I think that just looking at life like at a very, very large picture is something that, of course, I credit Saif for. Because Saif never looks at, you know, one thing one-dimensionally, you know. It's never like that. He always looks at life like in a bigger picture and, you know, like there's always more to life than, you know, just this
Yeah.
insular world of the films.
Yeah.
There's so much more to enjoy. So obviously, you know, I mean, I love it. I love the fact that he's brought that change about in me.
Great. On that note, Kareena, thank you so much. Thank you
Pleasure.
so much for being here.
Thank you.
And it was lovely having you. Thanks.